It's March 19th here today. We're down on one of the permission pieces I can hunt. Doing some stand work today. We're just down on the bottom here. This is kind of the main part of the property. We got the ag field up here to the south. And what I want to do is I want to go into the north end of this property. It's all really thick and nasty. I was up in here shed hunting the other day, and I actually unfortunately found my top target buck laying dead here in the creek. But I never really got to go up in here and check out. There's a spot up on this hillside that I'd like to get a stand up in. We don't have anything across the creek on this side of the farm. So we're gonna go up in there and do that first. We got a couple other stands we're gonna take down and move, put them in different positions. A lot of the stands we're moving today were ones that were already on the farm here from my buddy Brad, and we're just relocating them in different parts where we think they'll be better suited. So gonna do that, and then we're gonna go check out. There's 2 spots here that we're gonna put food plots in on the farm this year, and our main goal really with all that is we need to get more food here. This farm really lacks food come November, December. There's plenty of deer around. It's just once you run out of food, they slowly start filtering out of the property. So that's kind of priority number 1 this year to do on the farm. So we're gonna head up in here and see if we can figure out. Up on this hillside, there's kind of just trails zigzagging all over in here. It's pretty thick, but I think we got a tree picked out. Definitely lays out nice for getting in here because we can come along this side of the creek, and I don't think we're gonna booger too much, especially when we come in the mornings. Afternoons it won't matter. We can come right from the field and hop up in here. I think that's what we'll do, but I want to walk this back and just see how we're gonna have to walk this in the mornings so we don't come through the field at all. Well, we just got the first stand done. I'm actually really excited about this spot. To be honest, this is probably I think it'll be one of the top 2 stands on the farm. What we got here is this hillside like I was talking about. There's 2 trails and they kind of converge right here. And we got the creek down below us. So it kind of naturally just pinches them off right here. But we moved that one old stand that was about 100 yards from here. Up here in this cherry tree, got a river's edge up in it for a cameraman, and we cleared everything out. We got like 2-3 shooting lanes in here to hit these trails, and pretty much banking on all of our shots are going to be 25 yards or less right here. But we went and put a scrape vine out here, so this spot's pretty much set. We got a spot right over here or here where we can put a camera on this, cover this trail all fall. So first stand is done. We're gonna move on the other end of the farm, and we got one other stand. I originally was gonna move another ladder stand, but there's an old one there. We just might have to reposition it a little bit and make do with it. But I'm really excited about this stand. We just got done with our second stand here on the farm, which is actually about 100 yards away right over the hill, right where the cornfield is here. And the reason that we put that stand there is actually an old existing stand. It just didn't have any straps on the tree. We were gonna move it and put a new one in there, but we decided to just go and put the same one in it, put some straps in it, and put a river's edge up above it for filming. It's not like the most ideal tree, but it is the only tree we can be in there. And it's kind of a high risk, high reward, I would say, setup, because you need like an east or northeast wind, and you're kind of at risk of deer coming over the hill from the other side, from the north. But you're positioning there basically to bank on hunting these deer to the east coming out into the fields at night. There's a little chunk of woods here to the east. We're standing right now in the food plot that me and Chuck actually put in last year. This was a bucket ready plot that we put in, and it did really well, but it only lasted till later part of October, mid-October. Once the plot really started greening up and it was the last green thing around, they just hammered it, and like within a week and a half, this plot was pretty much down to the dirt. Right now there's just some rye and clover coming up in it. We put party time in here last year. It did phenomenal given even the lack of rain that we had. But our goal this year, like I said earlier, is we just need more food on this property. So we're gonna expand this plot. We'll go walk over and show you, but we're gonna make it bigger up to the north and actually wrap it up to that stand that we just situated and cleared out. But this should pretty much double, if not triple, our plot here. I don't know what we're gonna put in here yet this year. I know the cornfield's probably gonna be beans, and we're gonna be putting some corn in a plot in the back that we'll show you here in a little bit. So we're thinking we'll do either fall blend here, or we'll do beans also and just leave it standing for later in the season, because that's kind of the time of the year that we need food here the most. Once these egg fields are harvested, these deer really don't stick around too much past early part of December, mid-December. But yeah, if we can get more food here, I think it'll be an awesome spot all year long. We got this plot here, and then we actually have two more we'll go show you that we're gonna put in this year. So we're on the north end of the plot here. This is as far as we took it last year. We got a drainage ditch right here, and a lot of these deer will come out of this timber to the east in the afternoon. And we got probably another 100 yards that we can expand this plot. So we're gonna come in here probably in the next few weeks, and we're gonna burn all this, and then come in with a tiller, work it up. But this plot wraps around here. We actually got a really good trail that comes right through the heart of this. And we can kind of set up to hunt it. Pretty much we got that stand over there so we can hunt it on the north. And then if we want to sit up in the new stand that we positioned, we can hunt it on like a northeast or an east wind. So like right in here is like the main runaway that these deer like to run out from the east. And last year, the couple times we sat here, we actually had most of these deer that filter up out of the timber to the east, and they come right around, right past the stand we just hung. And we actually had a pretty cool encounter. It was actually the first sit out on this farm with my wife. We had a buck we called the Wide 9. He came right out of the timber here, fed up into the cornfield, and walked 10 steps past this tree stand that we just positioned. So that's what most of the deer did every time we sat this year. So we're thinking that we're in a money spot there.
Down. Got it down. That one's done. I'm happy with them. Really excited to put a wrap on a quick North Dakota season for myself.
Holy smokes. That is a heck of a deer.
back down in the bottom now. This is going to be plot number 2 for us that we're going to put in this year. And it's not really much, but it's just going to be really something to hopefully attract and hold the deer more. What we're looking at here is it's like a 10-15 yard strip, and it's going to run about 200 yards along this road and along the field edge, and it'll go all the way to the west end of the property here. We're probably going to just put something green in here from Bucket Ready. The nice thing about this plot and the plot we were at before is we actually will be able to get in here with a tractor and spray, mow, disc, do all that stuff. The other spot we're going to next, unfortunately, is not going to be the case. We got to get across a creek here, so we're not going to be able to get a tractor across. So everything we do on that side is going to be a lot more manual labor, going in there with a hand tiller and probably doing some burning and cutting of brush and things like that. But that's going to be kind of our number 1 plot that we're banking on setting up this year. So like I said, this one's not going to be much, just something to add a little bit more food here. We'll go over here on the other side of the creek and I'll show you the primary plot that we're putting in. We're back across the creek here, and just to kind of show you the layout a little bit better, what we got here is we got a CRP edge that runs north and south along the creek, and the creek bends, heads west, and it just wraps around and goes to the west also. So what our plan is this year is we're going to go in probably in a couple weeks and try and work something that we can burn out, and we're going to put corn along this whole north and south edge here. It'll probably be, I'm hoping we can at least get 10 or 12 rows here and run it, 100, 125 yards long. And then last year, our buddy Brad went in here and he actually mowed a little patch out. Over here we got a scrape post that I put in. The scrape post didn't get too much activity last year. Most of the deer were rubbing on just natural vines and things like that. But I think we're going to put a green food source right in front of the blind here. And then sometime this summer, right where we're standing, we're going to put a cage blind. And the reason I really like this spot is because we can come in here on a west wind and blow it out into the egg fields to the west of us. We're going to be pretty much anticipating either deer coming from the north or from the south. The only issue here is access is kind of tricky. What we've done, what we did last year and what Brad's done in the past is usually we have someone just drive us in and out in the afternoons, picking us up and dropping us off. So that way hopefully the deer don't get too educated that we're in the blind. But super excited about this spot. This will probably be one of our number 1 stands this year. One of the things I usually don't like to do is eliminate cover, but in this situation we really don't have another option, just because in a perfect world I'd love to leave some of the standing food out in the egg fields, but we just don't have the capability. The farmer wants to harvest that, so we're pretty much sacrificing the only cover we got, and we're relying on the cover from the neighbors to draw the deer from the north and from the southwest or southeast of us here. So that's pretty much the 3 plots that we're planning on doing in here this year. It's going to be a big project in the coming weeks, so we'll definitely be documenting that on the channel. But I'm just happy we got in here, got a couple more stands situated for filming. This farm is pretty much set up other than doing food plots and putting the cage blind in here in the summer. So that's pretty much all we got for you this week on the Semi-Live. Hope you enjoyed it, and come along in the future when we get out here and we'll actually be doing all the manual labor and getting these plots in. And if you got any questions on anything that we're doing out here on the farm, be happy to answer them. Just throw your questions down in the comments. Let us know if you guys are out doing any projects right now this spring, what you guys are up to, if you're doing food plots, tree stands, what you're looking forward to this year as far as the 2024 hunting season goes. So thanks again for watching the channel. Give us a like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next Semi-Live.